What's up, guys? This is the Gospel according to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. Hope all is well with you. All right, listen, guys. I'm afraid that I am the bearer of bad tidings today. I got some bad news for some of you out there who might have been thinking that you were going to get reparations as a possible descendant of those people who were enslaved in America. You might have noticed this year, actually this has been going on for a while, there's been this push and this belief that finally America is going to pay reparations to the descendants of slaves. You've seen this, has been highly publicized, and I'm afraid from the beginning I've been Debbie Downer. I've been saying, ain't no way it's going to happen, Doug. America ain't paying out crap. It's not going to happen. They had people believing, some of you, that everyone who was a descendant of slaves or slavery was going to get up to $5 million in cash in your hand right there. And you were going to get a house for $1. You were going to walk into some huge, luxurious mansion and say, I'd buy that for $1. They actually had some of you believing this, right? But I was saying it's not very likely, guys. America stays in debt. The states stay in debt. And quite frankly, guys, there's just not the will to want to do this. And I'm going to get into that a little bit later. Some of us are just not very self-aware. You know what I mean? How we look to other people. This country is still majority white, right? And you would have to really believe that all of these people out here want black people to just get $5 million in every hand. When all of us are out here in the workforce, all of us are busting our ass, all of us are trying to make ends meet, but the whole country that's not black is going to cheer for black people getting something for nothing. And you really believe this. But anyway, guys, let me just read something for you and just to tell you where I'm coming from, guys, because I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have to be the one to bring this to you. But that's what my channel is here for. I love you. I respect you. I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. There's too many grifters in the game right now who are telling you what you want to hear. And so you're going to turn around to me and call me all type of coons. I'm an Uncle Tom. I'm a Sambo. I'm all of this, whatever, man. But just let it be known that somebody told your goofy asses the truth. All right, so I'm going to read to you from this article on newsmax.com. And it goes on to say, let's start it off like this. San Francisco axes, and I'm not talking about axing a question. They're axing as in chop chop. San Francisco axes reparations office due to budget deficit. The San Francisco Democrat Mayor London Breed cut the funding for the city's first ever Office of Reparations. First ever. This was historic, and they cut it. It was one of the first things they cut. Nothing says priority like cutting this first, okay? So that's just telling you right there. They're not really putting you high up on their list of priorities. They cut the funding for the city's first ever Office of Reparations due to a massive budget deficit, the San Francisco Examiner reported. Who'd have thunk it? Who could have seen that coming? Maybe me when I said it years ago. They stay in debt. They can't afford it. Okay. And that money that they might have, well, they could do something important with it, like send it to the Ukraine or Israel or something like that, guys. Come on now. Are you selfish or what? Don't be so selfish. Facing a $780 million budget deficit for the upcoming 2 fiscal years. Funding for the office was pulled back amid Breed's $75 million in budget cuts in preparation for the expected shortfall. Now, San Francisco has struggled to recover from COVID-19 closures and restrictions, with retail businesses pulling up stakes and relocating due to a rise in homelessness, public drug use, and crime. Remote workers and taxpayers have reportedly also fled the city for the same reasons. That damn COVID-19. It wasn't like it was self-inflicted, was it? It's just something that happened. It couldn't have been controlled. No, it couldn't. The establishment of the Reparations Office came after a much publicized, years-long campaign that resulted in the approval of a city's reparations plan. Yay! We're in the money. We're in the money. But the decision to cut the funding for the fledgling office comes after Supervisor Shaman Walton, no relation to John Boy, fought to include money in the budget for it earlier this year. In a statement to the Examiner, Walton called the budget cuts disheartening, but recognized the need for reductions. And this is Walton. I understand the importance of no cuts to existing programs, but the black community will continue to pursue justice and equity through reparations here in San Francisco, Walton said. My hope is that the city's deficit is eliminated quickly. What are the chances, Walton? Come on now. Join us in the real world. Take my hand, Walton. Come on now. Walk with me, baby steps. My hope is the city's deficit is eliminated quickly so that we can fund the Office of Reparations and fulfill the commitment made to address the historical injustices and inequities that have persisted for generations for black San Franciscans. And he walked out the door singing, Old Man River, that old man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He keeps on rolling along. San Francisco officials have been considering reparations for long-term black residents and have proposed providing $5 million per individual. California entered the Union as a free state in 1850. Now, Breed's reversal on reparations is not the first time she's had to walk back progressive pledges when faced with fiscal reality. Of course, they promise you everything under the sun, guys. That's what they do, especially the Democrats. That's what they do. That's how they get your vote. We're going to give you this. We're going to give you that. Have some of this. Have some of that. Come on in. But when the reality hits them, the reality that they already knew, by the way, then they come up with these excuses why they can't deliver. And we just sit there like, I understand, maybe next time. Here, take this and give that to those people over there. Give that to these people over here. Don't worry about us, we'll be okay. According to Breitbart, the mayor increased funding for police last year due to public safety concerns from residents and businesses. After initially saying she was going to shrink the department's budget by $120 million. The city by the Bay also terminated a travel and contracting boycott on red states in April after officials found that it wasn't having the intended impact and was costing the city money. Okay, so they were going to cut the money to the police department, but they decided, who's going to lock up their black asses? You know what I mean? So never mind that. Let's put some more money to this. So guys, look, I know. Don't blame me because I'm the bearer of bad news in this, okay? But honestly, realistically, you had to know this wasn't going to happen, guys. Now, London Breed, a lot of people don't know. She's also a rapper in her part-time. She does cover bands, and she did Cypress Hill the other day. And she was up on stage in front of the whole media. She said, here is something you can't understand. I'm not going to pay you, man. That's basically what she said. Now, you can read into that however you want. But let me just end this video, guys, by reading something to you. This is a bit of an exclusive because you can only find it in my comment section. A lot of people wonder why I don't get offended when I see borderline racist or insensitive comments in the chat or my comment section. And it's because, to me, if it's not insulting, just flat out using racial slurs and stuff like that, you can learn from it. You can understand something from it, because I do believe that black people are amongst the most or the least self-aware people on the face of the planet right now, especially black Americans, because the liberals have you thinking that everybody actually loves you. They have you thinking that the Democrats actually love you. This is not pro-Republican, but I'm just letting you know because a lot of us really, really trust these people. So get this comment, guys, that I have in my comment section here because you can learn from this, guys. Now listen up, all right? Trigger warning, but I'm going to break this down to you in a minute, all right? This was in my video where I was talking about blackfacing and Denzel Washington playing Hannibal and all of this. So shout out to this dude here, V. Rudell, 1410. In my comment section, it says here, with regard to blackfacing, I don't know, this is where he went with it. I mean, in all honesty, are we, the rest of the world, wrong to look at all you black people like cultural parasites or even fandom parasites? Ooh, ouch. Was that directed towards me? A fandom parasite? Really? Well, I never. Like the gay community, the black community is loud, vocal, and demanding when there's no need to be, but silent like the cowards you are when it's time to speak up and speak out. Anything and everything in the last year has been tainted or destroyed by the black community. Y'all did it to yourselves. In the aftermath of years to come, you'll still all be to blame. And whatever chance y'all had to rise and rekindle yourselves is gone and buried, done. Don't get upset if the rest of the world segregates from the lot of you. Ooh! Ouch! Oh my goodness. These are some stinging commentaries right here. Now, once again, I know some people might be triggered by that. As a matter of fact, you got a couple of comments here, people trying to go at this person. But there's a reason why I find comments like this to be useful. V. Rudell, I've seen you make comments like this in my comment section before. I just haven't responded to it. But first of all, dude didn't come in talking about I hate niggers or anything like that. You know what I mean? He's basically just saying how he feels. Now, unfortunately, like I said, the liberals and the media has black people thinking that it's like this, like everyone just loves us. You know what I mean? Like everyone cheers for us. Everyone wants us to have something for nothing. Everyone wants us to get the $5 million, even though everybody else has to get up for work every day and bust their ass for what they have. Give those black people $5 million for being enslaved, even though none of them were. We really, really believe that. And the only people who don't want it to happen are racist people. I dare say that there's a lot of people out there who feel the way that this person feels right here. And it's not just white people. There are black people out there who feel the same way. You know, it's like we have to start getting more self-aware here so we can take more responsibility for where we are. All right. Instead of reaching out for some reparations, that's just never going to happen, guys. I'm sorry. It's never going to happen. You have to make it happen for yourself. Look in the black community. What do you have in the black community more than anything else? You have liquor stores, you have abortion clinics, and you have churches. OK, so, of course, you go to the abortion clinic because you don't like what's inside of your own body. You want to get rid of it. It's inconvenient, whatever the case may be. OK, you drink yourself to death because you have a hard time dealing with life, because it's tough being you. You don't like being you. OK, and as far as the churches are concerned, well, you have the last semblance of community. So when you have a church full of people who are actually working, you know, a lot of them are. It's like, why is it taking all of these generations to start putting together money to do better in the community? When do we start taking care of ourselves? When do we give ourselves reparations? When does that happen? So when we look to other people for reparations, and don't get me wrong, like I said before, what America did was terrible. It was wrong. There is a debt that can never be repaid. This is true. But to realistically think that you're going to get $5 million in the hand of every so-called descendant of slavery is borderline psychotic. It's never going to happen. Stop listening to these grifters. We are all we have. There's a movie that's out now called No One's Gonna Save You. I think that's what it's called. I did a review on this. No one is going to save the black community but the black community. Our lack of being able to build families, to be committed to ourselves, to our children, that is what's led to where we are now. Okay, and the whole world sees it. Unfortunately, you can point the finger of racism this way and that way and this way and that way, but the point is that nobody likes a hypocrite. That's the point. And right now, this is what we're looking like. We're looking like hypocrites. That's the reason why I read what I read, because there's a lot of people out there. And let me tell you something, guys. One more thing before I go, because I've said this over the years, and I know some people don't like it, but fuck it, who cares? If I had been born white in this world, God forbid, if I had been born white, I say God forbid because I wouldn't be me, and I love who I am as I am. I would be tempted to be racist. I would, because everything in the media, everything on TV, everything is geared towards showing black people as parasites, as sponges, as hypocrites. So if you don't challenge yourself to get to know these people, to see them outside of the media and entertainment industry's representation, hip hop and all of this, why wouldn't you resent black people? Why wouldn't you? It just so happens that as a black person, I will never accept the worst of black people. I will never accept the worst of my son. I will never accept the worst of myself. I have to be my own proof of the dignity and the respectability of black people. I put that on me. Nobody can give that to me. Nobody can put that in my hand. There is no monetary value for that. Most of us spend money outside of the community anyway. So say they make you a millionaire overnight. What are you going to do? We Dolce & Gabbana or Versace wear, mosquito warm my missus. You're going to take it right out of the community anyway. You're not going to build shit up. You know what I mean? So the first stop is self-respect. The first stop is self-awareness, understanding what we have to do to lift ourselves up, to be more conscious of the way that we're raising our children. But I don't want to get into that. I've preached about that before. The video is running long, but I did want to just present this to you guys so that you start to understand. All right. I'm trying to break it to you gently, but not really. It's just not going to happen, guys. Now, I'm going to leave the link to this in the pinned comment below so you can check this out. It's not just on Newsmax. You can see it in a couple of other places. They're not going to pay out, dude. So anyway, you can get in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this, guys. I know it's a hot button topic. I know you don't like to hear it. I'd be happy to be wrong. You might want to insult me talking about, well, just wait till you're proven wrong. What? Wait till I'm proven wrong? What? If I'm proven wrong, then I'm going to get $5 million. I win anyway, bitch. But I seriously doubt it, which is the reason why I get up and go to work and bust my ass every single day. That's what I want. That's what I expect. That's what I'm going to get. All right. And I'm going to work my way to my retirement and I'm going to chill. I suggest you all get busy doing the same. All right, guys. That's it. I'll catch you on the next one. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for your subscriptions, for liking, for sharing, for the super thanks. I really do appreciate that. I'll catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.